Liz Porter is going to speak to us tonight, and I want you to know I called Liz about 10 days ago, maybe, and I asked her if she would speak tonight. I actually called her before the primary election, and I said, Liz, when you win the primary, will you come and be our speaker? And she called me back, and she said, you know, Carl, I think I've got a conflict, and I'm not sure I'll be able to be there, but let me check my schedule, and I'll let you know. And so I waited a day or so, and I called her back. She answered the phone immediately, and I said, Elizabeth, are you going to be able to speak? And she said, Carl, I'll fix that other appointment, and I'll be there to speak to your folks in Suwannee County. I asked her specifically if she would speak to us on one subject. We know her. She doesn't have to convince us she's the right candidate. What we need to know from her is how can we help her get elected, and that's what I asked her to talk to us about tonight. So, Elizabeth Porter.
Well, my goodness, what a great crowd. Columbia County wishes they could get a crowd like this together over there at the REC, and I hope we can help them do that. Thank you all so much for coming out tonight. Let me just say to begin with that I know everybody has their hopes up, and to address that, just real briefly, we're not going to see a resurgence of a conservative movement in this country this time. We're not going to see it because it is already here. We are here. We are starting this movement, and it just gives me goosebumps all up and down my spine to see people like this out here every single day making phone calls, talking to their neighbors, knowing that we have started this movement and we can make a difference. And we are making that difference. Look how many people, whether they were independent or you know, just the poor little person down at the bottom of the totem pole that no one ever gave a chance at even making it past the primary because they weren't the incumbent. Look how many of them have made it all over this country so far. We're doing it, guys. How many of you got to go to Washington for the rally? Oh gosh, I know you went. Okay, well I knew there was a bus going, and I wish that I could have gone too. But I'm so glad that some of us got to go, because we're not just seeing a conservative resurgence. I think we are finally seeing a spiritual resurgence. People are finally becoming not afraid to say that they believe that we have someone up there who is looking out for us and who is giving us the strength to come back and take our country back. And we're doing it one little bit at the time, one seat at the time. And that thrills me. And it thrills me to be able to be a part of it. And I know that Carl didn't ask me over here to stand up and pontificate, and I'm not going to, but I'm just really excited about this. I'm really excited about being able to go to Tallahassee and to represent everyone in this room and all of the people that couldn't make it to this room, because we deserve to have our conservative point of view taken to Tallahassee once again. So, having said all that, I'll try to calm down a little bit, loosen up a little bit, and say that it's still a hard battle ahead. Things are looking really good. They're looking really great. Mr. Sutherland, where did he go? Is he still here?
He's outside.
He's outside. There you go. My fellow opponent, or my fellow person who has a Boyd opponent, I'm glad to join the club. Real glad. And you know, I tell you what you're seeing, and I know that you're seeing good things, and I'm seeing good things, but we still have a real hard battle ahead. And just as you say, and you guys I know have seen it and heard it, that Alan Boyd is coming out hard and coming out mean. That's going to be the same instance in this race. I've already heard the whisper campaign. I've already had people call me and tell me that her campaign is calling people up and polling them and putting little bugs in their ears and, oh, I'm such a bad person, and my husband got money from me for pet projects, yada, 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 all of which are very simply explained. Kids Park, Kiwanis Kids Park, oh, who thunk it? But they're going to find a way to make something out of nothing every single time. And so this is going to be a battle. And what I would ask of you folks is your prayers, your thoughts. If you can wave a sign for me, if you can put a sign in your yard, if you have 5 friends and neighbors that you can talk to and say, hey, it is time we took our country back from the top to the bottom. It is time that we send conservative, true conservative. Now, you'll hear my opponent, Ms. Boyd, say that she is more conservative than God himself. Nobody's more conservative than Ms. Boyd. But it's one thing to say it, it's an entirely different thing to be it. It's easy to talk the talk, but it's not so easy to walk the walk. And when you look at it in black and white, when you look at it on paper, when you look at the voting record, that's not what it is. So I really could use your help. People that can walk a neighborhood, you know, maybe take an afternoon out of your week. Where's Adriana? Adriana, my right-hand woman. She's the lady that keeps me on the straight and narrow, where I'm supposed to be, when I'm supposed to be there. She's my chief organizer. And she is looking for names that she can call and say, hey, you know what, this Saturday we're going to walk such and such an area. We're going to walk over in Dowling Park, not in Dowling Park, I know how that works, but you know, in that area. Is there anyone that can meet us there? We need people who walk. I got a box of t-shirts so big out in the truck I could put one on every single one of you, and I hope that I have the opportunity to do that. We're ready. We are prepared, because this is going to be a big fight. It's going to be a long, hard fight for 2 months, but it is absolutely worth it. And I've done this before, and I'm doing it again, because I know that it was worth it for my children and your grandchildren and children that are coming long after we're gone. But it is now on our shoulders to do this. And unless we are willing to just let it slip away, then we have to act now. So I'm not going to take up a whole lot of your time. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. I appreciate the opportunity to let all of you know what is in my heart, how I feel, what I'm trying to accomplish, and any way that anyone can wave a sign. If you have $5 hanging out in a jar somewhere in your house, my opponent has real deep pockets right now. She has packed money from all over this country. She has trial lawyers from Miami sending her money. She has developers from New York City sending her money. She has giant pharmaceutical firms sending her money. I can't compete with that $500 a pop. But you know what? I have grassroots. I have people that love me, and people that support me, and people that believe in the same things that I believe in. And that matters more, because we have someone looking out for us who is going to help us take this country back. So before I'll wait around as long as I need to before you go. If you feel moved to pick up a sign or, you know, grab a leaflet and hand it to some of your neighbors, please feel free to come on over, let Adriana or me know, and we would be honored to have your help. So thank you again for, wait, before I stop, there's a question.
Market day is Saturday at Dowling Park, so bring your t-shirts, bring your signs, walk all over, not in the homes area, but in the village.
That's okay, wonderful. See, that sort of thing. Anytime you know of anywhere I should be, if I don't already have someplace to be, I'll be there. Have Jeep, we'll travel. Well, today I have pickup truck, but it's interchangeable. So thanks again. Appreciate it very, very much.
Ask Steve Sutherland to come back up if he's out there.
Hold on.
Have both of y'all take any questions. Steve.
Well, wait, I'm gonna ask both Elizabeth and Steve, since we've got them, and they're gonna have to cover a lot of territory, I don't know how often we'll have access to them. But I'd like to have you all ask any questions you want. I mean, open forum here. If you want to ask them about their platform or policy, if you want to ask them about their opposition, if you want to ask them about how you can help. Uh-oh, he's here.
Oh, no, not Bob.